Just going to show you how to set up the wee carabiner thing at the back of the fish seeker. So this little thing here, how to set it up to your rod. Quickly show you how to do sync on your hook. But I will show you another way without doing it this way at the end of this. So we'll quickly go through it. Of course, what you want to do here is open your hatch. Alright, and you want to get your sinker here, and just you'll see here you got the wee gap there. And this you'll be up on a wee bit more of an angle. Okay, so it's going to be one for your sinker. Alright, but what we're going to do is coil it up. All the slack here, all the way through to the wee bobbin bit. We're going to actually coil it up, just have 2 or 3 fingers and just go round and around your fingers. Alright, now that we've done that, of course we're going to come to the hook one, and you'll see there it goes down to another line to another one, and the next one will be the next hook. So you can actually do that there with that first coil and coil it up, or you can go to this one and coil these 2 up together. Alright, then you can have it looking something like that. Of course you can have bait on your hook. Alright, keep doing that all the way down, and then you'll just be doing shut the door. But you'll see that you've got a wee latch there, and of course this is for the wee buckle. So at the very end here on your trace, you're going to actually put this, have this up in there as well. So when it shuts, you lock that in place, and of course all these trace lines are going to be inside there. The reason for that, it's going to hold it up there, and when your door opens, then it's going to drop all the sinker. It's going to pull the trace lines out, and of course for here, what we're going to do is get your line. I suggest using braid, and using you can get it's thinner than nylon and stronger. So we're just going to thread that through that wee bit there where the wee pulley is. So we're looking like that. You pull it through, and of course this here, we're going to be putting this wee carabiner on this. Alright, so we're just going to squash that down. Alright, and then we're going to thread it onto the end of there. Alright, so once you thread it on there, just remember to re-thread that back over just to lock it in place. So that way there's no chance of that coming unclipped. Alright, so now we'll grab that, pull that through, and this is what we're going to link onto the end of here. Okay, and that's onto the end of the trace lines. And the way to do that is just follow what's in the book. Of course you're going to be threading it through and then spin it 8 times. I normally do 9 or 10 times just to make sure, and you're threading it back through the loop. I'll quickly show you here. And of course an easy way to get your spin 8 times, don't worry about grabbing the string and trying to go around and around 8 times. And you can do it that way, but this is on a spindle, so just spin that round 8 times, okay? So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you've got it spun 8 times, the very end of it, you're putting it in the very, let's clear that up. So that very last loop, you're threading it back through, and you're just pulling it, see that? You want to keep all this tight, and then it will pull it down. You don't want that to keep spinning either, you want to keep everything tight. You've already done enough times, you don't want it done spindle, okay? And you have something looking something like that. So I go about 9 or 10 times just to make sure. They do just 8 times, but I do 9 or 10 just to make sure. Get a nice lock on there. Now if you want to, you could go around there twice. So before you actually spin it, you could loop this around your loop twice. So you'll see there we've just got one string going around the loop. Let's clear it up. But we could have actually gone around that twice, then gone and done your 8 or 10 times around, and then thread it back through, just for a bit stronger. Alright, so that's how to set it up on your line. So it's on your fishing line. Alright, Now watch the other videos for setting it up to actually get it going on your app or to get it going using your magnet. Now, the other way to actually set these up, of course, which is my preferred way, but it's not the way recommended, so it's up to you. It's always at your own risk, any of this stuff. And if you're not new to my channel, you'll know that we do a lot of modifications. So the way I think the best way to run these, and I'll show you how I actually use them. Now you'll see there that braid, it's quite thin. Now that's actually, I think, 280 pound braid, I think, by memory. So she's quite strong for quite thin, which is, as I say, my recommended way to go with these things. But of course, this is probably good if you're in a, I know you're out in a big lake or something, or even good out fishing. It's still going to do the trick. But I'm going to show you a bit of an easier way that I prefer. And if, as I say, you'll know by my channel, we've modified these before when they've been buggered, and we've made our own versions of them, but a bit faster. But you have to look at other videos for that one. But the best way I find to set these up is, why take this out and fish with 5 hooks? And let's get rid of that. When you can use, of course, if you've got an electric winch with your fishing gear on it, this one's just a hand one, but you've got an electric one, and you've got a big long line Kentucky, why fish with 5 hooks when you can use 20 or 25? Okay, so make sure you've got a real good link here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to link that into here. Make sure that carabiner is done up properly as well. So of course this will be all done together. Now this one here is actually on 300 pound breaking strain. On nylon, it's, you know, as I say, it'll be on your, like your fellas with the winches. But of course you could actually have 20-25 hook trace line like this, and then connect it to your fishing line. Okay, so this is the way I like to use these things. Put that on there, bang, back to here. Now with your sinker, of course, anyone knows with your big long line in here, if you're trying to get the fish at the bottom, we're putting the sinker right at one end of the hooks, which is, you know, you're having to go here somewhere so it follows it all the way down, and then we're putting another one at the other end. Well, instead of it dragging 2 weights or 2 sinkers out, what we can do is, to make the benefit of this automatic door, what we do is we put it as our biggest sinker, so that, and that's the one that's going to be at this end to weight the long line down on the bottom. Now this here, we're not actually going to lock it in here. Okay, I mean, you could actually do that if you wanted it, but you'd have to bring this line up and make sure it's on this. Okay, but what I actually do, because of course this is going to be together, something like that. Okay, now you're going to have it inside there, and then this long line here, what I do, but make the trace line a bit longer. Okay, this trace line's not actually long enough for this example, but make this trace line a bit longer so it actually reaches all the way to the back here. You don't actually want to be pulling this along the side, it might get sucked up under the jet. Okay, so you want to make sure that trace line goes all the way back, and basically it's just going to be latched on there. Okay, so as soon as the Kentucky gets out and opens the automatic door, it's still going to drop it out, and then this is just going to follow the line all the way down to the bottom and take the fishing gear all the way to the bottom. But you're not having to drag the weight of 2 sinkers. It is going to be dragging the other one, your lighter one, but that's going to be way back at the other end. Okay, so there's 2 ways of setting it up. As I say, so you can use these as on your long lines. So if you normally use your big red one, maybe you've got a bit old or you've got injuries and you can't lift those big bad boys anymore, so get the yellow one. You can still set it up on your big long line Kentucky. Okay, you might avoid warranties and things more strain dragging the weight out, but as I say, I mean, you can do it this way. I prefer it this way. I don't see any reason why you can't do it. I've been doing it a long time like this. And as I say, if you want to watch a future video, there's other videos. This one's a modified one. It's a shame the door is not actually an auto door anymore, so I don't use that sinker. But this one here has actually got more powerful motors on it, and these motors actually have bearings. But that's a modified version. Alright, So it's different. These ones here don't. They just have bushes in them, brass bushes, in the originals. And this one here is just there's no GPS in this one. So this one here we just take up to the water and latch on a long line and just press the on button, and there's a digital timer inside here, and we just set the digital timer, and it's just set every time you go and use it. Just flip the button and out it goes. So that's a modified version. As I say, you can still take advantage of the original one until everything goes to poop and you have to modify them. But yeah, best of luck. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Hopefully it's helped. And as I say, put your big long line one on here and put 20, 25 hooks. Why muck around with 5? Get yourself a whole heap of fish with it. And I mean, initially, yeah, when you look here, I prefer we might be dragging more hooks out, but you look how strong this all looks. And then you look at this thing. Yeah. So what have we got here? You know. But anyway, leave a like, subscribe. Hopefully it's helped if you're setting up your fishing anyway. Either way you're going to go. As I say, it's good we set up anyway. The lakes and things, and even going fishing in the ocean. It's just a bit of a muck around, sort of putting your ring in a spiral, but you're putting it in those wee grooves. But this way you don't have to worry about that. You're just dragging your long line out with all your hooks. 20 to 25. Woo! Okay, best of luck. Enjoy your fishing.